Hey guys, I'm here with Dee Pellegrino. I call her Dee because I don't know, that's just easier for me. It's Dee. That's how everyone refers to her, as Dee. Dee's crushing it. Dee's doing very well, and we're gonna talk through her journey a little bit. I love the fact of where she was and where she is today, and she has a great story, a great journey. She joined our program, I don't know, a couple of years ago. And we're just going to jump in and just ask you some questions. And I want to know what you're doing now, because I know we haven't talked to you in a little bit. But I'm always, I love hearing from you, and I love seeing your success and what you've done. And your story's a great story. So how you doing? You good?
I'm good. I'm great.
All right, good, good. So I'm going to jump right in if you don't mind. And I'm just going to start off, when did you first consider real estate? Or when did that come across your mind? Did it?
Honestly, it was a couple years ago. My husband and I were thinking about our future.
Yep.
We knew that his retirement was coming up.
Yep.
We wanted something that would bring us more of a return on our investment than we were seeing in our bank accounts, in our savings account, which is really nothing. And so we started to say, let's dive a little deeper into the real estate market and see what we think we can accomplish.
Okay. So before that, were you investing in anything? Were you doing anything?
No, we had one property out of state that really we were utilizing for ourselves.
Okay.
But we were doing nothing.
All right. And so your experience was pretty minimal.
Zero. My husband had a little more experience than me out of state, but mine was absolutely zero.
Okay. And when you thought about getting into real estate, were you scared? Were you excited?
Petrified.
Okay. I see that look on your face. You're like, that's where I was. I was petrified. All right. So why were you petrified? I mean, what held you back? What was?
The fear of the unknown. So I kept saying to myself, in real estate, in my mind, you need a lot of money. How am I going to find down payments? How could I possibly sustain it if there was a flip I was doing? I couldn't figure out in my head, because I'm the person that is very organized with my finances, and how could I possibly make my finances work that way for me? I couldn't get that to computate in my head.
Okay. All right. And so you were petrified, which is, I was going to say, were you scared, but I like petrified. Okay.
No, I was.
So you were petrified, but yet you were interested in my program, and you said, I got to check this thing out. Right. So
Absolutely.
When you saw the program and you saw that, hey, here's a guy that's doing this, that's kind of paved the way. I mean, how did you feel about at that point? Were you, just tell me what you thought about when you first were exposed to the opportunity.
Well, when I was first exposed to it, I thought, this seems like a normal guy who's kind of everyday guy that looks like us and talks like us and is out there doing it. And so if he can do it, why can't I do it? Okay. And it's that doubt that I constantly would put in my mind that would say, you're crazy. You can't do this. Why are you thinking you can do this? And then I would go very motivated by your program. The motivation is what I got out of it the most, to change my mindset.
Okay.
And I was craving what you did in the program, which just changed my mindset. Okay. I was very 9 to 5, go to your job, get a paycheck. And honestly, that was not fulfilling me anymore.
All right. All right. So I spoke normal. You didn't think I had a Boston accent or anything? It was just.
Well, yes, I heard your accent. Not that I had any at all from Jersey.
No, your accent, it's beautiful. I love your accent. So well, all right. So what I liked about that is, and that's what I like to hear, because look, people look at me sometimes and they say, oh, you're that guy. You know what I mean? Like, It's easy for you. Well, time out. I wasn't always that guy.
Yeah,
right?
Not easy.
No. And those that know my story, I mean, hey, listen, I'm not going to get into it now, but I grew up just like everybody else. My dad was a shoemaker. I didn't have money. I mean, we barely could pay for things. We rented an apartment when we moved to the United States. I'm an immigrant that moved here. Right. It was, the same old story. I'm not giving me my sob story, but I wasn't that guy.
Right. It's very familiar to a lot of other people.
Yes.
The biggest thing for me when I go into anything is that I have to be all in, meaning I knew nothing about real estate. And my biggest thing was, until I am educated properly, I will not do one deal. I won't.
Yep. Okay.
And so for me, it was all about motivation and education. Huge.
Okay. And you like the motivation, you like the education, you like the videos that we put out there, and you can be pretty much with me 24/7 if you want to. You just love it.
And when self-doubt starts to come in again, I watch another video.
All right,
I
good.
watch how to do it. Like, I didn't watch them once. I watched them numerous times, and I keep doing it.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because a lot of times people will say, hey, I watched everything once. It's like reading a book, right? You read it once. Are you really an expert at it at that point?
No,
But
you got to go back.
repeat it.
Yeah.
And sometimes you gravitate to something or an aspect of this business a little more than something else.
Yes.
Man, it's always at your fingertips, especially
Yeah.
the way we set it up. It's always at your fingertips, so you can go out there and you guys can use that. And you did.
I did.
So your mindset then was petrified. I'm scared. Who am I to do it? You doubted yourself, but then you started building that up. So what would you say to someone that is in your position, right? Or wasn't, the position that you were in? What would you say to them right now if they're at that point? Like, what could you say to them? Because I know what I would say to them, but what would you say to them if they're at that beginning? I want to do it. I'm petrified. Who am I to do this? Just, a regular gal working 9 to 5, trying to, save up some money, which, as we know, everyone that's doing that 9 to 5, you wake up one day, you're 65, 70 years old, and you're like, yeah, I got, I don't know, $4 grand, $5 grand, 20 grand, 100 grand. What's 100 grand going to get you in retirement even today, right?
Right.
What would you say to someone that is now in the position you were in a few years ago?
Well, I could tell you, right when I was starting to go through the program, I still had a full-time job. I was a professional in marketing and event business, and I trusted that company with my life. They were like my family. And while I was watching your program and going through your program, I walked into work one day and they said, it's been nice knowing you. I had a $200,000 a year job and I was gone in one day.
Wow.
So I was within your program. If I didn't have the motivation that I already had from your program, I would have fallen to pieces. And so I picked myself up. I gave myself one day to be upset. And I said, no way. If other people can do it, so can I. And the biggest thing I did was educate myself, number one, motivate myself, number two, and then believe in myself. Is it scary? Yes. And what's the scariest part? Is allowing fear to control us. So I got the education, right? I was like, okay, I got this. I know what I have to do, but then you have to actually do it. Right. You have to put the plan into place. So when we were putting our first bids in and I was doing my first flip, I had spreadsheets all over the place because I was like, no, I spent 30 cents on a screw. That goes into my spreadsheet. And so following the entire process, now it's not scary to me anymore because I did it.
Right.
You have to do it utilizing your program and your tools because they guide you along so you don't have to be petrified anymore. You just have to do it with an education and do it the proper way. And trust in yourself.
Awesome. I like that. I like saying trust in yourself because you got to believe in yourself. That's what I had to do.
Yes.
I went for 6 years, 7 years of trying to get into real estate, and all I did was hear my loved ones tell me I couldn't.
Right. Well,
and they love me.
They look at you like you're crazy.
Yes. And they looked at me like, what do you know about, And mind you, I was going to school finally, right? Because I wasn't too good in school in high school. And, it's a whole other story. But finally, 2 years after I barely get out of high school, my wife at the time, my girlfriend, Desi, she says to me, you should, you like drawing. You should try to be an architect. So I'm like, no one's going to accept me in college. Are you kidding me? So anyway, so I get there. I do that. And then everyone said, oh, just because you went to school to be an architect. So that was an accomplishment in itself, right? Sure. But no, that's disregarded. So just because you went to school to be an architect, you think now you can do real estate? I'm like, wow, these are your loved ones, right? Your friends, but I for whatever reason, I get it. But I didn't get it and I don't like it. And anyone that listens to that, it just brings you down and it brings you down. So you got to believe in yourself. Like you said, that to me is what got you out. Like everyone has the knowledge at their fingertips. If you want it, you got it. I'm giving it to you.
Yes, it's there.
You got to believe in yourself and you got to take the action. So that's what you did. And I love that because people that are listening to this will resonate with that, I think. And
the action is the hardest part, right? Yeah. So we could sit there and listen and watch and do but unless you take that action, it's never going to happen. So it's to take that leap of faith. Yes, I had naysayers all around myself and my husband, but I can tell you every single day, my husband and I would wake up and we would listen to motivational music. We would listen to motivational videos. Yep. We would listen to you. And then we would say, okay, let's do it. Get up, put this action in place. And we're not afraid of hard work. And when you accomplish something like that, the end result, wow, what a feeling of satisfaction that is.
All right, so let's talk about what's your mindset now? Like, can I tell you you can't flip a house or wholesale or do real estate or buy? Can I convince you of that now?
Never. I will accomplish it.
She's like, I see the sword in your hand. You're like, get out of my way. I'm just slaying this thing.
Absolutely. And I do it methodically and with the education behind me, so I'm no longer petrified.
That's awesome. Well, you know what it is? I use the analogy of riding a bike, right? And I have a great story about my daughter when I first taught her how to ride a bike. So at that moment in time, her mindset was, I don't think I can do this.
Sure.
I don't think I can do this. But now she rides a bike.
Right.
I can't say to her, you might not be able to do this. She looks at me like, what are you talking about? I ride bikes.
This is what I do.
This is what I do. I ride bikes. I'm doing jumps now, right?
Yep.
So once you get over that first one, the first one, nobody can stop you from there. And that's what I love about, what you've done is like, you got into that mindset. You motivated yourself. You believed in yourself. You did the first one and, wholesales flips, right? So you've done flips and now you're buying and holding, right?
That's where I found my niche. It's not that I won't do a flip if something was to come across. Right. It's not that I won't wholesale. It's just the buy and holds for me have become so lucrative.
That's where you landed.
I'm like addicted to them.
Listen, that's a great addiction to have. I'll tell you this. What I preach and teach is wholesale, flip, buy and hold. The whole reason, by the way, that I flip and wholesale is to accumulate enough money to buy and hold. Passive income. Right. That's the end game. People always say to me, what are you doing? That's the end game. And I buy and hold and I sell in 1031 and I mix it up and I upgrade. I've bought properties that are in not the best neighborhoods and then I'm upgrading them and I'm buying them in better neighborhoods. 1031, by the way, which we'll get into another time, is have you done a 1031 yet?
Yes, but not here in Jersey. We've done it out of.
So you're just cranking. How many apartments? How many doors do you guys have?
14.
Wow. So 2 years ago, or a little over 2 years ago, you were petrified.
Yes.
And now you're a landlord collecting checks.
Yes. And I love that part of it. I have all great tenants. And one of the things we did was we entrenched ourselves in the town where the apartments are. I know everyone in the town, from the mayor to the council people to everyone, because I wanted them to know I care about the town.
Nice.
I'm not just putting warm bodies in an apartment.
Nice.
It's not the way it goes.
All right. So I was going to say, has your life changed? And I think it definitely has changed, right? So you've got passive income. Are you still depending on a JOB to give you a retirement, or are you looking at your buildings now?
Oh, no. Well, I could tell you. So I also opened up this gave me the motivation and strength to open up my own advertising company.
Oh, so now you're running that show that you got fired from.
Yes.
So you have that and you have your apartment. So you got your both passions, because it's not like you love doing the advertising stuff. It was your world. It was your family. And then that's like a divorce, right? It's like,
it was like a really bad breakup.
Everything's fine. And someone comes in and says, honey, I'm leaving. It's like, what? Like, what? Come on. I've given you my life here. Yes. And that hurts, because I remember being in that position where, I was working a 9 to 5 when I was in college and getting out of college, trying to get into the real estate game. And I would stay till 6 and 7 and 8 because I wanted to get the job done, Yeah. And then when I got let go, I'm like, do you guys even care that I did that?
No, they don't.
Not,
They don't.
Apparently not.
No.
But they don't care. But when you're doing it for yourself, man, it's awesome.
Well, there's a few things I learned. And so I vowed that I would never answer to another person again. I will never be a slave to corporate America where I give up parties with my family or vacations with my husband. It will never happen again, no matter if I have to work 24 hours a day. I don't care.
Amen. Good for you.
It's a freedom feeling like I've never had 25 years in that career. Yep.
I'm proud of you, Dee. No, that's awesome. That's awesome, because that's the best part of what we do. If my son, last week my son said, Dad, can you pick me up from school instead of me taking the bus? He's 7 years old. Can you pick me up? And can we go, there's a comics bookstore that opened up. It's like, can we go there? I said, sure. Right. So I can't imagine going to my boss and saying, I don't take too many days off. This is very important to my son. Like, I don't do this, can I please get out early? And them going, maybe yes, maybe no. I can't even imagine living in that world. And I did. I lived in that world where, do you mind if I, take 2 days off? I'll work late. I'll work like a dog. And some people respected it, but even those that they respected it had people above them that ultimately made the decision. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and with my husband getting ready to retire, he'll retire September 1st, thank God. Um, you know, we wanted to set ourselves up. Of course, you can't go back, right? So I wish I had started this 5 and 10 years ago.
I was going to say to you, that was one of my questions. Do you wish you had gotten into this earlier?
Oh, if I had gotten it, listen, I don't like to look back, but what I'm saying is I just think in my head, if I had done it just 5 years ago, where would I be?
Yeah.
Because now we're set up already so that we can enjoy our life. We're still going to work at it. We're still going to I'm still going to have my advertising company. But the day my husband retires, if we want to go on 3 vacations, we can.
Right.
Because guess what? I still have income coming in on the 1st of the month.
That's right. That's right.
It's an amazing feeling. It's a liberating, amazing feeling.
14 units. That's a lot of units.
A lot.
And then we can talk about this another time, but those are going to be paid off, if I know you guys, aggressively and paid off soon. And yes. I don't know, 14 units. What's the average rent right now where you are?
Well, the 2 bedrooms are going for $1,500. The 1 bedroom's $1,100.
The average is $1,250.
$2,000. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Oh, some 2,000. So 1,500 is the average then across the board. So that's 15,000, 20 something $1,000 a month coming in.
A month.
Right. So you got some debt on that, obviously, but once that debt's paid off, I mean, you're still cash flow and you guys are making a nice return on your investment.
Very much so. We're drawing every month.
Right. That's awesome.
After everything's paid.
That's awesome. And then when you knock down that mortgage, right? Because I know you can double pay and I know you guys are aggressive and, disciplined. When that happens, that could be in 10, 15 years. So now rents are up and you're probably going to be netting after taxes, after insurance, because that's the only thing you're going to have left on there, maybe 20 grand plus, right? A month.
Yeah, a month.
And I don't know of any, I don't know if your advertising company that you were working for was going to give you $20,000 a month 10, 15 years from now. I don't think they were going to be doing that.
No matter how hard I worked.
Yeah. And that's what you got now. You're not done. You know what I mean?
No, not nearly done. I mean, we just put 3 bids in last week.
All right. Awesome. That's what I was going to say. You guys, you're not done at 14, right? You're still, all right. Good.
And, one of the things like I talked about with the town and knowing everybody in the town, we have now a reputation for being amazing landlords. Yeah. So there's almost people, I get calls all the time. Hey, somebody gave me your name. You have a 2-bedroom available. You have this, you have that, because I'm known now in there. Yeah.
And 3 years ago, you didn't have that reputation. But how quick your life can change in 2 or 3 years if you take action and believe in yourself and you just crush it.
Take action, you're not afraid to put the work in, and you stay motivated.
Awesome. And you love the videos, you love the websites, you love the tools that we're giving you. All right.
In this day and age, we need things that are available to us 24/7.
Yep.
And so like knowing you're in my computer and I can find you anytime I want. It's a relief that I know I can go to my source when I need my source.
Right.
It's been a tremendous, tremendous value.
Awesome. Well, Dee, thank you very much. Honestly, I know bits and pieces of your story. I never heard it from beginning to end like this. I am proud of you. I'm proud of you guys. And that's huge for me because, I can put out videos and content. And what people don't realize is you guys motivate me to keep on doing this. Yeah. I'm in a business. Yes, I make money flipping. I make money with education. They're both incomes for me. They're both businesses. But I got to tell you something. I'm a passionate guy in what I do. I love what I do. And when I see that I have a snail trail of not only me doing well, but people around me doing well and making a lot of money, and I've affected them in a way where I've changed their life and I've empowered them with my knowledge, with my stories, my success, my tools, my trainings. Thank you, because that really pushes me to say, I got to do one more thing. And in the office, they think I'm crazy around here. Because just when we're busy, we're cranking, I'm like, you know what? I got an idea for another tool. I got an idea for another video.
And you know what? My husband and I have been blessed that now those naysayers have kind of turned around toward us and said, teach us what you know.
I love that.
And I'm like, wait a minute. This is total reverse. We've had friends that have come and invested. We found the investments for them, and they've come and invested because they trust us so implicitly. They see what we're doing.
In a couple of years.
But I'm going to show you the best part of my day.
Okay.
So this is who collects rents with me. And this is Bella.
Hi, Bella. Is it Bella? Hi, Bella.
So the fact that I can put her in the car and go collect rents and make money, life is good.
And she looks like a killer dog there. If you don't pay the rent, I'm coming in. I'm gonna bite your sock. All right. Well, that's awesome, Dee. Thank you, Bella, for collecting rents and inspiring. And no, I'm very proud of you. I'm proud of you too, Bella. You're doing a great job. You look great on camera.
And she loves when we go to the bank. They give her treats all the time. See?
Oh, see, that's your routine now. So now your routine, you go collect, you go to the bank.
Oh, it's so great.
You get a treat. All right. Everyone gets a treat. Well,
thank you for
Dee.
everything, Peter.
You got it, Dee. Keep up the good work. Keep in touch as always. I love hearing the successes, the stories.
We sure will.
Congratulations and thank you again. All right.
Thanks so much.
All right. Take care, hon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.